Welcome. Today, we're diving into the exciting world of AI security by setting up a powerful adversarial lab right on our own machines. We'll be using Microsoft's AI Red Teaming Playground Labs, a fantastic resource for learning how to find and exploit vulnerabilities in AI-powered applications. This isn't just about attacking a language model in isolation. The lab is designed to mimic real-world AI application architectures, using a modern microservices approach with separate Docker containers for the front end and the AI backend. This means you'll be attacking a complete AI-enabled web application, learning skills that are directly transferable to securing production systems. By the end of this video, you'll have a fully operational lab running on Kali Linux, ready to tackle 12 different red teaming challenges. So, let's get started. First things first, let's cover the prerequisites. There are two main things you'll need. Number one is a Microsoft Azure subscription. This is necessary to provision the backend AI models that our lab will use. If you're new to Azure, you can often get a free account with credits, which will be more than enough to complete all the labs. I'll be using a Microsoft Azure free student subscription for this tutorial, which works perfectly. Number two is Docker and Docker Compose. These tools will manage our containerized lab environment. Docker doesn't come pre-installed on Kali Linux, but it's very easy to set up. Open up your terminal and first update your repositories with the command sudo apt update. Now, type sudo apt install docker.io to install Docker. Once that's finished, we can check the version of Docker with the command docker -- version. We can see the current version of Docker. It means it is successfully installed. Next, we'll install Docker Compose with sudo apt install docker - compose command. Similarly, we can check the version of Docker Compose. And that's it for the prerequisites. With our environment ready, it's time to set up the brains of our operation, the large language model, and an embedding model, which we'll configure through the Azure portal. First, log into your Azure portal and use the search bar to find Azure OpenAI. Click on it, and then select Create to start setting up a new service. You'll need to choose your subscription and a resource group. You can create a new one if needed. For the region, it's important to select one that's supported by your subscription type. For my student account, UAE North works, so I'll select that. Give your instance a unique name and choose a pricing tier. Then proceed to create the resource. Once the deployment is complete, navigate to your new Azure OpenAI resource. From the Get Started section on the Overview page, click the button that says Explore Azure AI Foundry Portal. This will take you to the Azure AI Studio. Inside the AI Studio, look for deployments in the left-hand menu. The first is the primary chat model, GPT-4o. Click Create Deployment, find this model in the list, and deploy it with the default parameters. The second model is the embedding model, Text Embedding ADA002. Repeat the process. Click Create Deployment, select Text Embedding, and deploy it. Now, this next step is critical. For both models, you must leave the deployment name as the default model name. So, GPT-4o should be named GPT-4o. The application code is hard-coded to look for these specific names, so if you change them, the lab won't work. After both models are successfully deployed, you'll see them listed in your Model Deployments section. Great. Our cloud backend is now ready. Let's set up the local lab environment. Now we'll get the lab files onto our Kali machine and configure them to connect to our Azure service. First, we need to clone the official GitHub repository. In your terminal, run the command git clone and the repository URL. Once it's downloaded, navigate into the new directory with the command cdai red teaming playground labs. Inside this directory, you'll find a file named .env.example. We need to create a copy of this file and name it env. This env file will hold all the secret keys and configuration variables for our Docker containers. First, make a copy of this file. Let's open this new env file in a text editor. You'll see several fields we need to fill out. First are the secret key and auth key. We can generate secure random values for these right from the terminal. Use the command as shown on the screen. Run this command twice to generate 2 unique keys. Copy the first key and paste it as the value for secret key. Similarly, copy the second key and paste it as the value for auth key. Make sure you save the auth key somewhere handy, as we'll need it to log into the lab later. Next, we need to add our Azure credentials. Head back to the Azure AI Studio and go to your GPT-4o deployment. Here, you'll find the endpoint URL and the API key. Now, copy the endpoint URL. For the Azure OpenAI endpoint variable, paste the URL, but be sure to remove the model name from the end of it. The URL should end with .com/. Copy the API key and paste it as the value for Azure OpenAI API key in your env file. Finally, confirm that Azure OpenAI chat deployment is set to GPT-4o and Azure OpenAI embedding deployment is set to text embedding 80002. Save the env file. Our configuration is complete. This is the moment we've been waiting for. With all the configuration done, we can launch the entire lab with a single command. In your terminal, make sure you are in the root of the AI Red Teaming Playground Labs directory. Then, run the command docker compose up. The first time you run this, Docker will need to download the necessary images and build the containers, which might take a few minutes, so be patient. You'll see a lot of output in your terminal as it sets everything up. Once the process is finished and the containers are running, open your web browser. Now, navigate to the URL http://localhost:5000/login?auth equals followed by the auth key you generated and saved earlier. And there you have it. You should be looking at the AI Red Teaming Playground landing page, which lists all 12 challenges. Your AI Red Teaming Lab is now fully operational. Congratulations on setting up your lab. You're now equipped with a powerful environment to learn how to ethically hack and secure AI systems. In our next video, we'll start tackling these challenges one by one.